start by starting. I have cabinets and cabinets full of paper and metal and pieces of wood that I collected from flea markets and yard sales for most of my life. I just pick up a piece and I cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and then I pick a lot of other pieces that look like they go with it, and I cut those out. And when I've got a pile of pieces that go together in some way that makes sense to me, I paint around the edges with gray gouache so that to disguise the cut, so when you glue it down there's not white lines around everything. Then I take the pieces and I've got a pressure sensitive putty, and I can take the putty and I can arrange the pieces on the paper and arrange and rearrange. Sometimes I'll do this for days or even a week, getting the spaces between the different shaped pieces balanced in exactly the right way. I used to do it with geometric objects, and that made it easier, so I got good enough at that these that are a little more complicated and irregular, now I'm learning that process. When I get the first 3, 5, 7, or 9 pieces exactly where I want them, then I glue those down. I use a rolling pin or an etching brayer to roll out the extra gel medium. I use acrylic matte gel medium. And then if the paper's moldy, I'll put another layer over that later in order so that the mold doesn't spread. Then I weight them down with heavy glass and leave them overnight to dry. Then the next day I start painting, and I paint with a brush and gouache, and then I'll paint over the little pieces. Sometimes I join them or paint them before I glue them down. I start painting, then I'll find other things to go with it, get those out, glue those on. I paint over what I've cut. Lots of times the pieces, either a piece will be incomplete or I want to alter it in some way, and I can do that with a gouache over the paper. And then sometimes there's whole huge parts of the painting that I don't want to use collage, and I just paint it. So some of the collage and gouache works are actually more like painting than like collage, and some vice versa.